welcome to Green05. In today's video, I'll share about bitter melon or bitter gourd, which is a vine type vegetable, and it belongs to the gourd family, which also includes gourds, pumpkins, squashes, bottle gourd and other vegetables. This is one vegetable which might not be very easy to grow, but it has got various health benefits. It is said to reduce blood sugar levels and cure diabetes, and it's very high in vitamin A, vitamin C and B group of vitamins. So in today's video, I'll take you through step-by-step process of growing this vine in our kitchen garden, especially in rural areas. The scientific name of bitter gourd or bitter melon is Momordica cerevisiae, and this is important because the common name or the English names of vegetables could be different, but the scientific name remains same, so we can always use scientific name to search for the seeds or like to know more about the vegetable. Although bitter gourd or bitter melon is not very popular, however it has got numerous health benefits, especially in Ayurveda. So Ayurveda, which is a ancient Indian science which believes in avoiding the disease instead of curing it, and in Ayurveda there are three essential characteristics of our body, or the three elements which make our body, and that is Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Now Pitta is the heat and the water element, so you can imagine when heat and water combines, so the boiling effect of that. So all the diseases which are related to skin, like acne or allergies or acidity or problems in stomach, kidney, liver, spleen, they are all most of the time they are related to high pitta in our body, and when there is an imbalance in these elements, then there is a disease. And bitter melon is considered to reduce the heat and the boiling effect of heat and water in our body, and it is considered to be pitta pacifying. An interesting fact about bitter melon or gourd is that the male and female flowers are separate. So the yellow flowers that you can see here, these are male flowers, while the little flower on top of the fruit that we just saw, and which you can see now as well, it's a female flower. Bitter melon is grown using seeds, and while you can source the seeds like from online store or from nursery, but if you are growing heirloom varieties like I am growing, you can also extract the seeds and save them for next year, like from a ripened fruit. So you can just leave one of the fruit to ripen on the vine itself, and once it's fully ripened, you can extract these seeds from that. So we just need to remove this red covering and then can save the seed for next year. And then you have to keep it in dry and cool place, and once you are planning to grow the plant, then you just need to soak the seeds overnight so that the outer skin becomes soft and the seeds can germinate faster. Now before sowing, we also need to make sure that our soil has got nutrients in it, and as you can see, our soil is dark brown in color and is crumbly in texture, and that's because we don't use chemical fertilizers in our soil. We just use homemade organic worm compost in our kitchen garden. We also need to prepare the soil a little bit, so need to remove all the weeds from the soil and then open up the soil so that it eases germination. And we need to also make sure that we have selected the right spot before growing the seeds or before sowing the seeds, because it's best grown when it is directly sown instead of transplanting. In terms of depth, the thumb rule is that the depth of sowing should be twice the size of the seed, and I prefer to sow the seed after a good rain so that the soil is moist, and we need to make sure that before the seeds germinate, the soil is moist all the time. Germination in bitter gourd happens in 10 to 15 days, and the ideal temperature for germination is 25 to 28 degrees Celsius, which in our area or colder areas like ours is midsummer. As you can see in the table, because bitter gourd is essentially a tropical and subtropical crop, therefore in tropical areas it can grow almost around the year. In subtropical areas it can grow almost around the year, except like very harsh winters and except outside of the frost. In temperate and colder areas like ours, again it can grow in summers and even in spring, but outside the frost. The plant starts decaying as soon as there is frost. Once the vine starts growing, we need to stake it on a trellis, and if we don't have a trellis, then we can always improvise using the things that we have at home. The idea is to basically keep the plant away from the soil, touching the soil. For watering as well, we need to water the roots of the plant and not the foliage or the leaves, and this is required because we need to avoid infection and diseases growing in the plant. Bitter melon loves full sun, so ensure 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight, and we also need to water the plant regularly because it loves water, but at the same time ensure that water is not stagnating, and within 75 to 90 days the plant starts flowering and fruiting. Another important thing is that as soon as the plant starts flowering and fruiting, we need to harvest it. And we need to regularly harvest the fruits, and we should not leave it for all the fruits to harvest together, and this is to ensure that the plant starts investing its energy into newer fruits, and even if they are ripened or diseased, we need to remove them from the vine so that we can get fresher growth. And finally, for a family of 4 to 5 individuals, we just need to grow 1 or 2 of these plants in our kitchen garden, so we don't need heaps of these plants. And by growing 1-2 plants, we can harvest every week and eat them as stir fries or curries. So I hope you found my tips useful and you will try growing bitter gourd or bitter melon yourself. If you want to grow other vegetables, do check out my videos and hope you will find them useful as well. Thanks for watching.